My name's John Foley, and there's a picture of me on video.
Got you.
And I've got a gentleman here who obviously we're not going to show his identity, but there's his body there, so you know he's actually sitting here with me. He's just had a lovely cup of coffee. He's treated me to a nice coffee, blah, blah, blah. Now, obviously, we're not going to mention any names. We're not going to mention any streets. Obviously, not even going to mention your name. I might say it, slip it, but I'll try not to. As you know, my name's John Foley. About 10 weeks ago, and a pensioner came to me, expressed concern with what Kingdom had done to her. Criminal record, threatened her with a £2,000 fine, or all the usual stuff that goes on with Kingdom. And I started getting involved. 3 weeks ago, you contacted me.
Yeah.
On social media. We had a conversation for about 30 minutes, and it's quite shocking what you told me, actually. As far as my opinion on Kingdom, from Newton of Willows, is that it's all about the money for me. I got on that quite early. It was about the money. It was about targeting certain classes. That's what I believed a few weeks ago, before you even spoke to me. Yeah. So I want to ask you now, without giving any details of where you work. You've got colleagues in Liverpool. You've got colleagues in North Wales. So you've got colleagues all over the Northwest, really.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that the information that you're about to give me could be nationwide. It could be happening nationwide. We don't have proof of that. But what you're giving me, well, given Richard Kemp will be listening to this,
yeah,
and hopefully a few other people, is that you're going to give the pattern what's happening, let's say, in the Northwest.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
What's your profession?
So I work with the community mental health teams. So I've got colleagues in North Wales and colleagues in the Liverpool area, and all have witnessed, including myself, distinct, massive targeting of vulnerable people in both of those areas by litter enforcement officers clearly employed by Kingdom.
Yeah. So there's been a few incidents while you've actually been at work,
yeah, that
you've actually physically witnessed where they've actually approached you. Are you a smoker, by the way?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
You are a smoker.
Yeah.
Do you drop litter?
No.
You totally disagree with people that drop litter, like I do?
Yeah. We're all disgusted. None of us want to walk around the streets. Beautiful city, beautiful areas. None of us want litter. Of course.
Yeah. So, going back to the times, it happened a couple of occasions to you, didn't it?
I've been targeted twice.
Right.
Personally, but when I've been with patients, it's been more.
Yeah. So you've been in areas.
Yeah.
You've been in the streets where patients live. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And a Kingdom officer has accused you of dropping something like that.
Yeah.
And what's happened like?
On both occasions. I hadn't dropped litter.
Yeah.
And on both occasions, I appealed.
Yeah.
And was successful in the appeal.
Now, the point here I'm getting at is that what they did to you. Now, we know what your profession is.
Yeah.
We know what sort of people. Did you tell us what sort of people you take care of? What patients?
So I work exclusively with seriously mentally ill patients.
Yeah.
Specifically,
great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Specifically on immediate release from hospital, where people have been sectioned or treated under the Mental Health Act.
So psychotic, you mean?
So, yeah, it could be psychosis, it could be schizophrenia, it could be bipolar, multiple personality disorder, depression, anxiety.
But you deal with a lot of serious patients. That
we only deal with serious patients.
Oh yeah. I didn't mean to say.
No.
Okay.
No. Moreover, how can I put it? what you would class as a more minor patient wouldn't be worked on by our team.
Okay,
our
okay.
team is
I get it.
specifically there to
Yeah,
deal
yeah.
with people who are on
So,
the cusp.
so what that showed, what that sounds like, is that they actually did to you what you believe they did to your patients. Am I right?
Well, they interacted with me exactly the same as they interacted with patients.
Yeah.
Because I've been a witness
Yeah.
to 2 different patients who've been issued with fixed penalty notices for littering.
Now, let's say that, go to your case first.
Yeah.
They targeted you.
Yeah.
You're a professional, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't throw nothing, so they targeted you.
Yeah.
You seen that pattern
Yeah.
that they were targeting that street,
Yeah.
or that place where patients will be, your patients
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be, or your colleagues' patients. So, am I right to say, or am I wrong to say, would you say Kingdom are actually targeting them areas specifically?
Without a doubt, absolutely without a doubt.
Is that 100% though?
There's not a shadow of a doubt. It's any
And
less
that
than 100.
and that's why you contacted us.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's absolutely abhorrent to me, morally, that
Yeah.
people with serious ongoing mental health issues can be targeted in a public area just for the sake of a fixed penalty notice. It's absolutely atrocious. Yes, targeting litter is one thing. I have no issue with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm absolutely 100% for it.
Yeah.
It does need to stop. It does need to be reduced.
Yeah.
And I applaud the local authorities for
Yeah.
looking to deal with it.
Yeah.
But dealing with it in a way that puts it in the hands of a profit-making organisation.
Private company, it can't be allowed, can it?
No,
Can't be allowed.
It's abhorrent.
Can't be
because that company have only got one thing.
And
in
the
mind.
business model,
And
we've
it's a
just
business
talked about
model.
that before.
Yeah.
You had a conversation with a financial expert who said it's a perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a perfect business model.
Described by someone who's a chief financial officer of,
Yeah, yeah.
of a
Yeah.
nigh on £1 billion company.
Yeah.
You couldn't wish for a better business model.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And as soon as you put a profit-making organisation to task, they're going to
Yeah.
drive for profits regardless.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's clearly happening.
So
here.
priority is going to be profits. People do not
Of
ask
course,
about.
the people are a secondary.
Yeah.
The people involved are a number.
Yeah.
It's a fine.
Okay.
It's a balance sheet.
Yeah. So go back to the street where there was one particular patient that you told me about that you actually went to court with.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because you have been to court to defend your
Yeah,
patients over
Yeah.
dropping litter,
Yeah.
whether they dropped it or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just say for scenario, for argument's sake,
Yeah.
the person dropped it. The vulnerable person dropped it. Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, I believe, if you can confirm this, Kingdom are aware that vulnerable people with serious issues, your patients, live there or hang out there, and specifically going after that target.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's a target, isn't it? For them?
Yeah. It's a target
Okay.
area.
Target area.
Yeah. And there's
Now-
areas that I know I can predict where they'll be. And I don't.
That's
think-
amazing after you've done that, by the way.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's not through common sense.
You've given me the list as well, by the way. I've got the list. So if
I'm happy
Richard
to-
wants the list,
Yeah.
I've got the list. Yeah.
It's specifically, it's a Google search away. It's a bit of common
I know.
sense away, but
But it's funny because, did you see the post the other week out the funeral parlour in Liverpool?
Yes.
But did you
Yeah.
see what was next door to the funeral parlour?
No.
Yeah,
No,
it was a woman's get back to work and get out of prison, and where they go,
so that's the reason they're there.
that's why they're there.
Yeah.
Thank you. There you go.
Yeah.
And I'd said that, and people are trying to debunk that, to say that, no, they weren't.
No, but okay. I'm not going to. What I would say is, on a balance of probability, that's why they're there.
They're there. That's the only two businesses on the street, by the way.
I've personally seen, witnessed with my own eyes, Kingdom officers literally hovering like flies around community mental health team buildings where psychiatric patients living in the community are accessing, going in and out. That's where they're targeting community mental health buildings, citizens advice bureaus, job centres, hospitals, places that vulnerable people access constantly.
I mean, there's a high percentage of vulnerable people accessing them places where you're saying, aren't they?
Phenomenal.
So this is the business plan we're talking about before the Kingdom. Remember, we started off by saying...
To be fair, on just thinking of one... If I just take one standard example of a community mental health team, maybe 25, 30 staff working in there, we're responsible for nearly 1,000 patients in the community. So if you work that out as a percentage, what are you on? 0.4%. Quick maths off the top of my head, could be wrong, but 0.4% of the people going into that building haven't got aren't classed as vulnerable. So that's 99.6% who are classed as being vulnerable. So you're not even targeting a generic demographic.
So what you're saying there, Kingdom are aware of that, aren't they? They've got to be having it. That's their business model. They've got to be having it.
How could you not be?
How could you not be? Yeah.
How could you not be?
I mean, I've got half of it, haven't I? I've got half of it. Yeah. I'm not as
if you're talking 90
clued up as you.
And don't get me wrong, I haven't done the maths, but if everything right and the mental arithmetic's on point, 99.4% of people in a specific building are legally considered as a vulnerable adult. Why would you be there? They've got no reason to be there. There's no litter there. No one's ever fly tipped around that building, ever. There's no
it's specifically
litter.
For profit, isn't it?
Specifically, that
for
building
profit.
only exists to assist vulnerable people in the community.
So
why would you be there?
So the target vulnerable people for profit.
The only reason that you'd be there is to target for them.
Now we're talking about the appeals process, because, like you said, you've been to court a few times. You've actually so obviously someone's had to pay for that. For you to go to court for the day, someone's had to pay for that.
It's the public purse.
Public pay. So an £80 fine becomes your wage for the day and whatever. So what's going on here?
back through previous employment, albeit some time ago. In a previous job where I used to deal a lot with magistrates' courts. 240 quid was a standard figure that used to get trolled out as a court cost per hearing. So if you've said, and I've been personally twice, it's 480 quid of taxpayers' money gone for an offence that never occurred in the first place. They never had any evidence of. And I was genuinely accused, I believe, and it is a matter of personal opinion, I understand.
Before we did,
in that area.
Because you were in that area.
I was in. I was almost.
I thought you were going to say they knew you worked with them.
No,
so
no,
they didn't charge you.
Okay,
that's fine. That's fine. Okay,
they wouldn't have had a clue.
Well, we can't accuse them for that. Okay, no, that's fine.
They would have had no clue that
who you were.
I wasn't.
And that was really good that you actually experienced that, because you knew firsthand. Even though you knew in your head, it's nice to experience it, isn't it? You know exactly what your patients are going through.
What it did is give me a first-hand experience, because that happened to me,
what your clients are going through, man.
Of what the patients are going through when they're approached.
So the main one, you went to court. You actually went to court because it was over a little fine, like you say, for 80 quid. Now don't forget, this man's got serious issues. You've gone to court. He's tried to fight it first himself, the appeal process. And he's obviously come to you then. Because he can't do it.
He came to me in bits.
He came to you in bits over
an 80 quid penalty for dropping litter.
And obviously that got through out in the end, didn't it?
The court didn't even entertain the case.
Didn't he? So you actually went there. So
I went there. It was half a day. To be fair, my manager was exceptionally good about it. On the basis that the impact on the individual was so high. He was exceptionally. He was just going down through a state of psychosis. We'd just got him levelled out. We'd only just got him on a playing field. He was only just able to come out of hospital. So
let me just ask. So this patient you're talking about that has just got to that playing field that you're just talking about. What was the impact of that Kingdom ticket specifically to that patient?
Forensically difficult to say, if I'm honest. What I would say is that he was making superb progress. The reason he was in the position he was in is because We just got him out of hospital, got him into his own home, started to rebuild his life. Because due to his psychiatric illness, everything was destroyed. He'd lost his family, his house, everything. He'd literally got a bag of clothes. We got him into his own house, got him on his 2 feet, we got him moving forward, and we'd actually got him in really, really rapid time. We got him into a point where he was doing voluntary work. And
That's brilliant, isn't it?
And he was doing the voluntary work in a community enterprise, which has been specifically set up to help the rehabilitation of people with psychiatric illness.
Isn't that great?
And it was superb. And I got down there just to see how he got on his first day. And I walked into this situation pretty much as it was happening, and it was from that point. It took us 6 weeks to get him to go for his second day in that workplace, because he just couldn't face. So
it set him back after the confrontation.
After that
confrontation with Kingdom.
Yeah, and he personally cited.
Can I ask you this? If I was a Kingdom officer, and I actually came in contact with your patient, on that day, would I be aware
100%
of his condition?
100%. No way.
Well, I know.
You wouldn't know.
I know Kingdom are aware. And I know they do that. So, and that's why I put it out there. They target vulnerable people. And you've come here today, you've told me loads of stuff before on the phone, you're clearing a few other things up today. What percentage are we talking about, would you say, on the top level of the mental health patients possibly could be targeted in Northwest? Because you've given me some areas, you've given me about 7 areas, you've given me 2 streets, and 7 other locations.
It'd be about right.
In it's about 10 in total, I think, in North Wales and Liverpool. You've given me them locations, which I will never share with anyone, to be honest. I'll share with Richard Kemp if he wants to see them, but
I've got no issue with them locations being shared.
Oh, is it? Okay. Obviously, well, the streets we wouldn't. The streets. Okay, the locations where certain locations we can. I would not like to tell people about certain streets where, we know Kingdom are there targeting people, but it's not right, is it?
No.
It's not right.
No. I would say, to answer the question, there's a potential for every single patient I deal with at some point during their recovery process to come into contact with Kingdom. They'll walk past them in the street, they'll walk past them on the way into a community mental health centre, into a citizens advice bureau, a job centre, because that's where Kingdom are. So it's pretty much inevitable at some point Kingdom are going to come into contact with my patients, whether or not my patients do anything.
So, well, I mean, you put it nicely there, but I would say target. It's a target.
They're definitely
it's a target, isn't it?
Oh,
it's a target, isn't it?
There's no way in a million years that they're not.
So then we know it's not about litter now. So it's 100% not about litter.
It's about money. It's about money. Of course it is. Of course it is.
So I'm open today, after the conversation we've just had now, and obviously I can, let's just show the bit of the scene here. Obviously you're still sitting here. And I'm still here. What I'm open is that the politicians in Liverpool will listen to this information that you just, obviously with your profession, and it's not just a civic duty that you're doing. It's not just a professional thing that you're doing. It's a civic duty that we've all got to do. And like you said earlier on, we all disagree with the litter aspect. We know we shouldn't be dropping litter, but that goes at the back of the queue, goes at the back of everything when you're targeting vulnerable people, and especially the people that you work with. Is that correct?
100%. 100%. We spoke about something before, and I will just be brief, but was somebody, you were aware of somebody who's highlighted that a mental health issue and this combined could lead to somebody taking their own life?
Well, that was on the Radio Merseyside Roger Phillip show about 10 days ago. Someone phoned in, she said a few things about Kingdom, and she said, and someone could take their own life, which I mentioned to you before. And Roger Phillip said, oh, you're going a bit too far on that.
Professionally, as genuinely as a medical professional in mental health, she isn't a million miles wide.
So it could happen.
The way that it's done, the way the Kingdom presents, certainly towards my patients, certainly towards me.
So it's not just about the money, is it? It's the way, it's the training, it's the way They attack.
Yeah, they don't
criminal
just have
record,
it's
£2,000 fine, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, and
the intimidation aspect.
Again, I've worked.
And it's entrapment. They entrap people as well, you know.
Yeah, of course.
The way they go around you
and
and stand you.
They absolutely follow them. They wait for it to happen and then they pounce. But genuinely, her comments aren't a million miles wide. It's when someone first comes out of hospital and we're working with them, we're walking on eggshells with them. We're very, very monitored on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And one event like that, being approached by Kingdom, an 80 quid fine when they've got nothing, they're living out of a carrier bag.
You see, what we can say though, let's say a small percentage of Kingdom officers could be innocently just doing it.
Yeah.
It might not be.
No issue with that.
But you know why I don't believe that? Because of the business plan.
Yeah.
That is their plan.
Yeah.
Target the fucking vulnerable.
And for me,
easy money.
Yeah. It is. It's like the CFO said to me, the Chief Financial Officer. It's the best business plan in the world. Approach someone with ID and a legal spiel.
Yeah.
To say you've got to give me 80 quid for something you've just done, and you can never really prove that you've not done it. So hand over the money.
And
how can you lose?
Not only this happening to your patients, it's actually happened to you.
It's happened to me
so
twice.
You're sitting here now telling me you were accused on 2 occasions, exactly the same as your patients, because you walk down that street, because that's where you work.
Yeah.
As soon as they've come out of the mental hospital, you're working with them.
One of them was actually outside a psychiatric unit.
So is that a mental institute, an hospital, is it?
Yeah, NHS hospital. Walking between an NHS psychiatric unit and
we had information, Clatterbridge, they've been spotted in Clatterbridge over there, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't get low, does it?
Doesn't surprise me at all. And Clatterbridge, I've been there as an inpatient, I've been there as a professional. Clatterbridge isn't full of litter. There's no fly tipping going on. So why are you at Clatterbridge?
Profit, innit?
What other reason could there be to be there?
Well, do you know what I'm shocked about is that there's that many. I mean, I'm not being political, picking parties or what have you. I can't believe so many Labour councils in the UK are actually employing this company.
Yeah.
It was on Panorama last year.
Yeah.
We know how what their game is and what they're up to.
Yeah.
And now we've got a professional like yourself coming in, saying what? I mean, some people have been ridiculing me to say that they've been targeting vulnerable people.
They absolutely do. And the ridicule is naive.
Yeah.
It genuinely takes you a very short amount of time when you open your eyes to see what's going on. And if any of this makes anyone in an authority listen and actually look and say, you know what, why can't we bring this in-house? It's going to be expenditure up front, but bring it in-house and do it properly. I've got no issue with that. But putting it out to private sector, putting it out to a contractor whose sole basis is to make money and to work to a business model is offensive, because it leads to a natural drive to build profits. That's
greed.
all they want to do.
It's greed, isn't it?
Of course it's greed. But if you took this contract away from Kingdom, bought it in-house within the local authorities, well, the authorities would make more money.
Yeah. And within no time, it'd be great. Employing people, and it'd be better. I mean, like you say, you know, it would clean the streets. It would still bring in revenues, but what it would stop, it's got to stop.
Yeah.
You've got to stop targeting vulnerable people. And Kingdom in my eyes, Kingdom are not capable of doing that. So it's time for Liverpool politicians, and in North Wales, and in the Wirral, by the way, because there's people in the Wirral that are fighting them. We've got the Wirral group.
Absolutely,
They need to kick them out.
Yeah.
And we need to start the domino effect where we've got each council getting rid of Kingdom. And let's hope this is the start and bring it back in-house.
It's absolutely got to be.
Really, an honour to meet you.
No, thank you.
Great to be in your presence, and obviously a lot of information you've told. It's sad stuff, but it needs to be told. And thank you for telling it.
No, thank you.